Welcome to the So Social Radio Show. I'm your host, Richard Martin, along with my amazing co-host,
Cheri-Martin. We are the WCN Interactive Team, marketing and social media strategists, helping you to
dream it, plan it, build it, and most importantly, successfully do it.
Yes, for growth, prosperity, and success. And every Wednesday at 12 noon, we are here to share tips and techniques to grow you and your business, plus demystify social media and marketing for you so that you can have more fun.
And my favorite, more profits.
Awesome. And we all love those profits, don't we, Richard?
You got it.
We want to make sure that you, our listeners, know that you can actually connect with us on every day on Facebook at So Social Radio Show, of course on Twitter at WCN Interactive, and online at SoSocialRadioshow.com, where you can actually see more information about our guests, about advertising, about our partners, as well as there is a direct link to all of our archives there as well. But we do welcome you, of course, to like us on Facebook when you come on there. And again, that's So Social Radio Show. Let us know what topics you would like to hear a conversation on. You know, we are all about education and want to bring you what you want to hear. And, you know, you don't have to be sitting there at your desk with your computer on to hear us every week on TalkNetworkRadio.com. You can actually pull out that smartphone, and whether it's an iPhone or an Android, and you can download the TNR app, and then you can listen to us everywhere, even when you're on the go.
And the rest of the guests that are on this amazing internet channel.
Exactly. We have a powerful list of hosts here at Talk Network Radio. So we definitely invite you to take a listen to this and follow all of the amazing shows that are on here every single week, every single day. So, Richard, who are our partners?
Well, our partners, first of all, is our charity of choice, which is the AVET Project. And AVET Project goes around and helps all of our veterans with whatever needs they have and build it from there. We invite you to help and support the veterans by going to avetproject.org and signing up. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, but money goes a long ways. But if you can help them, that would be great.
Exactly. And then we also are partnered with Constant Contact, which is an award-winning company empowering small businesses and nonprofits to grow and succeed through email marketing. We thoroughly enjoy our partnership with Constant Contact because, again, it's all about helping you, as they do, become a better marketer and start growing that email marketing list so that you can then have a better opportunity to be more top of mind with your customers.
And then is Everything Brevard, hosted by Tracy Stoddard. And Everything Brevard is a community newspaper, which literally you can go there and find almost everything that's happening in Brevard County. And Tracy does a wonderful job and has advertising opportunities for some of you also out there.
Definitely. And if you're planning a trip here to the East Central Florida, the Melbourne, Florida coast, you definitely want to check out everythingbrevard.com because there's lots of fun things to do here in our community. And we also want to make sure that if you would like to be a So Social Radio Show advertiser or spotlight sponsor, make sure you contact me, Cheri, at 321-446-2156 or email me at clm@wcninteractive.com. And we'll definitely have a great interview with you and help you have a better reach and get more business through online marketing.
Fantastic. Let's get on with this program. This one excites me. I'm really excited.
Oh, I know it. When we sat and, we are actually technically on vacation this week and we were.
No judgments made here, please.
But we just love what we do. And we sat and, we're discussing what can we actually bring to the audience today, on the So Social Radio Show that would really pique everyone's interest and ours as well. But we're going to actually focus on the good, the bad, and the ugly of social media, which is also the impact of social media today. However, before we get talking about the different positive effects, negative effects, whether it's within the personal, the business, and of course, as you call the silly season right now, the political views on social media. It'd be great to give a definition of what social media is.
Great point. I want to build to that, if I may.
Okay.
I want to define social in more of a event term. If we go back, let's say we go back to Abraham Lincoln's time.
Okay. All right.
What was social back in Abraham Lincoln's time? What were they doing? What during the political season back then were they doing? The technology that was brand new that came in at that time was the train.
Oh, good point there. That's how he was getting his message out. Was
you just think about all the movies that have been made about them with them giving their stump speeches off the back of a train. They'd pull into little towns. They'd pull into wherever the water tanks were, and they would give their stump speech all over the nation. And really, is that much different than our electronic version of the stump speech today? Via social media, I think it's just an amazing thing that's there.
Well, that was the only way they really could get the message out to the masses across the nation at that time, because they did not have what we have today, which is sometimes, I think, too much communication. But it was their way of really reaching out and connecting. And that's the main thing there. That's how they were connecting with the people.
Yeah, I'm only relating it to politics because we're in the political season. But what was the next thing that was in line after the train? You know, when we jump up there and we're looking at FDR's time, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, what was the technology that was just brand new of that age? What was he using?
The radio.
The fireside chats with the radio.
Yes.
You know, a lot of us that are boomers, we remember our parents, our grandparents especially, sitting there listening to the radio, glued to the radio. Maybe not like they were in the 20s, but that was the news source.
And and I've seen, excerpts, and I remember my parents talking about it as well, with, Franklin Delano Roosevelt sitting there, as you say, the fireside chats. And again, he was helping the nation become, just feel at ease. He was helping them, just reassuring them. He was communicating with them. And really, again, I'm going to go back with that word, the connecting. He was really reaching out to the audience and being, I guess you could say, a friend. And
I like that word, yeah.
And helping them. So that was his form of communication.
That was the technology of the time. We went from the trains, the telegraph, to radio on that, and we built it up there. And some of the great characters that came about in the 20s, 30s, and 40s of the radio shows that were there, that were out at the time, that were just totally amazing on putting that together. Mm-hmm. But what was the next technology that came up there?
Well, we hear a lot. I mean, we've had a very active year in primaries this last year, and now that actually tomorrow, officially, the primaries will be over once Hillary Clinton makes her acceptance speech. And then we get into more of the campaigning. But this last year at the primaries, there was a lot of, and if you think back to the last few years, a lot of buzz about the debates. So, Richard, who actually had the first televised debate?
John F. Kennedy won it. He had a debate against Richard Nixon. Mm-hmm. It was the first televised debate. It was all in black and white, and it was grainy and all of that. But that was the first two political candidates that took hold and embraced the new media of their day, and then came around and started building out the television network of our times, the Walter Cronkites, all those people back there that grew up with that age and became the icons of what we remember.
Well, let's talk a little bit about television, because exactly, as you said, John F. Kennedy used the television for his presence. And yes, I mean, we all agree he was just, a man to be reckoned with. He was so personal and so charismatic, and he definitely used it to his advantage. What else was he?
He was a good-looking man.
Yeah.
Yes,
he was.
He was a good-looking man. So it was a perfect setup for TV to come in. Now, I'm not saying that Nixon wasn't good-looking, but he certainly did not have the charisma that John F. Kennedy had.
That's what it was. It was that charismatic appeal to the audience. And that is really, what helped him win the popular vote. And the people connected again with him because of his presence on TV. And when you look at all of the different debates that we've had that have been televised, and you think about, we're not going to get into all of them, but think through the years, who resonated with the audience was the one that really connected through that TV screen. And
the other thing that was also in there that had been used a little bit before, but really came instrumental in blending with TV, was the fact that now we had more sophisticated aircraft. We had the Constellation and all these really cool airplanes of our past that were out there. So, no longer did it take days and weeks and months to traverse our country. It could be done in the matter of a day.
And then we fast forward to 8 years ago.
Yep.
What happened 8 years ago with the presidential election?
We had the introduction, commercialization for political purposes of the internet. The first use where people took this brand new medium that Yahoo and AOL and MSN and all these other were just basically fledgling at the time. And we had the dial-up communication, ding 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 ding, 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 all these strange noises while we were connecting and all of that. But that was the introduction of the internet age. And even though it's not like it is today, that's where it started. That's where people were building from on doing that whole side of it. And Barack Obama jumped on that.
Oh.
And whether you like him or not, from a marketing standpoint,
he was genius.
The man was genius.
Very genius in his
he
communications.
He was there. He was on it.
And again, he appealed to a larger mass of our younger generation coming up that had embraced social media. And when you think of social media, this is where we really focus on what the real true definition of social media is. It is definitely a form of electronic communication.
Mm-hmm.
But ideally, you could say it's a collective of online communications and their channels that are there, dedicated to community-based input.
Okay. What would you consider to be the social media channels?
Well, the 5 top social media channels that are really used more by the majority of, internet users, of course, are Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook is the true social network. And it is definitely the largest as far as the audience that is on there. In fact, I believe we have 1.4 billion users now?
Yep, just under 1.4 billion users worldwide.
Exactly. So we know that the mass majority of internet users are on Facebook, and it's used for that social sharing. We then have LinkedIn, which is the largest professional networking site. Really, it doesn't serve best for the same type of communications that you can do on Facebook. LinkedIn is actually the tonality is more directed towards the business arena. I do see some sharing of things on LinkedIn that, as long as they're not so opinionated, they do get by with them on LinkedIn. Twitter is the next one by large, as far as the real-time, fast-moving information that's getting out there. And we'll talk a little bit more about Twitter just a little bit here in the show and how it has really affected so much of what we hear out there right now. And